Hello and welcome to today's ESHA webinar. My name is Brian and I'm joined by my colleague ESHA. Today we're introducing REX, a new tool to help you sort through the labeling regulations and resources. Before we get to the main topic, let me give you a little background on ESHA research. ESHA was established in 1981 and has grown from offering one of the first nutrition and labeling software solutions to a full suite of products and services, including Genesis R&D Foods, Genesis R&D Supplements, REX, the food processor for dietary analysis, and our consulting services that provide labeling services, formula review, and expertise for customized projects. Throughout the year, we present free webinars on a variety of general topics related to food and supplements regulations and the ESHA software. Also this year, we will be offering additional professional training opportunities in the webinar setting. This new training series will provide a deeper dive into specific topics related to labeling regulations and Genesis R&D. You can sign up to receive notifications about the upcoming topics and events, schedules, and pricing on the ESHA website. You can also access previously recorded webinars from the ESHA website. As always, this webinar is being recorded and you will receive a link to the recording as well as a slide deck following the webinar. Please note that if you have any questions, send those in right away via the GoToWebinar control panel. We have colleagues standing by to help respond to your questions. And if we don't happen to get back to you during the webinar, we'll follow up with you directly. Today, we'll share some information about REX, show you some examples of searching, viewing documents, working with filters and bookmark functions in REX, and then we'll address some Q&As, questions and answers. Now I'll turn it over to ESHA.
Thank you, Brian. Yes, we are very happy to be introducing REX, ESHA's online regulations expert that was designed to help you search and sort through food and supplements regulatory documentation and hopefully make your life a little easier. It takes a lot to get a food, beverage, or supplements product to the market. A significant piece of the process is the labeling of these products, and there are specific rules and regulations that we must follow in preparing product packaging. In the US, the USDA and the FDA provide us with the majority of regulation and direction that we must follow when labeling foods and supplements. The Code of Federal Regulations, or the CFR, houses the regulatory publications issued by the U.S. government's executive departments and agencies. The CFR covers broad areas of federal regulation, and when we're working with food and beverages and regulations, we often cite the CFR, but we're referring to specific sections within this vast collection. REX links to FDA and USDA portions of the CFR that are relevant to the labeling of food, beverage, and supplement products. But REX doesn't just stop there with the CFR. In addition, the FDA and the USDA release guidance documents that help clarify the agency's current thinking on certain topics, especially when changes to rules or practices have been introduced but have not made their way through the necessary steps to become final rule. And there are additional resources like Q&A documents, FDA response letters to petitions, and other sources like that, again pertaining to labeling, that help provide instruction, direction, and interpretations when it comes to labeling of these products. So using the experience and expertise, ESHA connects with online regulatory sources, as well as gathers specific documents that REX accesses to get you the most important, helpful information for your labeling and record-keeping needs. So I want to take a little time to describe a bit about the flow and the features of working with REX, and then I'll show you REX in action. So you'll begin with searching in REX. You can use full or partial terms or words in the search bar to find the documents that you need. In addition, you'll see several areas to filter searches, such as by source, by date range or by category. When matching results display, you'll see information like the source, and you can get a feel by that source information for what area of the regulations most references might occur. For instance, in this example of dietary fiber, you can see that the FDA sources provide the majority of the matches in this search. You can preview the matching results for more detail and for context on the reference that is showing in your search results. And you can also open the full document from here. Inside the document, search term matches are highlighted, so they're easier to see throughout that document. And you can easily bookmark resources for future reference. So you can create bookmark folders to group documents and like topics, and you can assign meaningful names to the bookmarked documents. Sometimes the title of a document or a publication is lengthy, or maybe you just need to shorten that to be able to find it easier. So you can certainly assign meaningful names when working with your documents that you've saved. And the search term that you used when searching through the documents in Rex is also captured in this bookmark information as well, to give you just a bit of history of that record and how you found those documents. You can bookmark those references again, and once you do, your bookmarks will be saved in your display of Rex. So in the home page and the search information, there's a section for your bookmarked documents, and they will display as you have set them up. Each user's experience may be a little bit different in this way, as your bookmarks will be to your individual preferences. And I just want to mention our software. If you're not already familiar with the ESHA Genesis R&D Foods or the Genesis R&D Supplement software, these are our product formulation and labeling programs. The Genesis programs are used for recipe or formula development, nutrition analysis, and nutrition facts or supplement facts creation. They also include features to prepare ingredient statements, allergen statements, nutrient content claims, and other regulatory aspects of labeling. In addition, both Genesis R&D Foods and Genesis R&D Supplements include document attachment features. So if you're locating documents in Rex that you need as part of your record keeping for formulation decisions, labeling options, nutrient content claims, or other compliance purposes, you can save the documents that you found in Rex and then attach those directly within the Genesis programs. So at this time, I'll jump over to Rex and we can see this in action. So just pulling up Rex, we have the home screen, and then I'm going to move over to the search tab. You could search from the home screen, or I'll just move over here. And then I'll just enter a search term that I might want to work with. So I may be working with a bagel product. I need to know what the serving size for my bagel should be. And so in that case, I can search for this particular search term. Let me just move something out of the way. Click on search. And you'll see some options or the results that show up. So again, just speaking about some of these sections of this screen. The source information, I could filter through there. The default searching is by relevance to my search term. And then here, there is a default setting of Search All CFR Title 21. The default is set to no. Title 21 encompasses much more than just food regulations. We might see feed or pet foods or other topics that are not human food and nutrition related. So by this filter assigned by default, we are focusing on Title 21 that is human and food related for our purposes of labeling foods, beverages, restaurant items, supplements. And then just scrolling down with the search results, I'm seeing some matches. Again, here this section, that talks about the source. I've got a source from the CFR showing up. I've also had some FDA documents that are matching my searches. And then scrolling down further, the CFR results, the FDA results. So I'm going to click on View My Results within this first match. And I can see the first one is mentioning CFR, nutrition labeling of standard menu items and covered establishments. That has to do with restaurant labeling, and that's not what I'm working with. But I do recall mention of reference amounts when we're working with serving sizes. So I'm going to click that option. And again, here you can see the results, matching search terms that are highlighted. I see bagels here. I'm going to view that result, and it will bring up the PDF document that links to the CFR, gives me the rack table, and here are my bagels, serving size amount, my reference amount, and the information that I should be listing on my labels. So there's one example. I'm just going to start over another example. Let's filter show a few of the filters available. So when the new regulations came out for labeling, we had a change to some of the units used for nutrients. I want to see what the conversions needed are for those nutrients. So I'm going to type in nutrient conversion for my search term, search, and I can see I've got some matching results. I want to know information from FDA because I'm working with FDA regulation here. So I'll apply the FDA filter, and within my FDA results, this first article, Converting Units of Measure for Nutrition and Supplement Packs Labeling, it's a guidance, FDA guidance document. I can choose to sort through or preview pages, select one of those, shows the conversion factor for vitamin D, and again, bring up that document right there. So here I have my conversion factors for vitamin D from IU to the micrograms that are needed on the current labels. Additional filters that are showing. So I mentioned we have the source, the type, sorting type is, it means default to relevance, but you can also set dates by ascending or descending order. If you know a specific docket number, you could certainly type that in. And then we have types of documentation, like again, guidance documents, FSIS, USDA notices, Q&A documents. So you can filter if I know I'm looking for this Q&A that was about this topic, you could combine those searches. And then by categories, we have various categories in here, like searching for allergens, supplements, and on and on. So then let me just mention the left side of the screen over here. As you work with recs, your top searches will be noted. So again, this is per individual searches. The searches that you've performed, the documents that you have reviewed in the recently viewed section, and then we do have the bookmark section down here. So let me show you how you could create a bookmark for your searches. So again, I've been working with allulose. I know that there's some guidance that has happened on allulose, and I want to save that to my bookmarks. So I'm going to search for allulose. And again, FDA results. This first one tells me the calories, the factor that I need to calculate calories when using allulose. And if I want to save that to my bookmark section, up in the right-hand corner here, just add a bookmark. For folders, at this time, there's a limit to 10 folders that you can create for your bookmarks. So just give some thought to how you're naming and organizing these files. I've already created a couple, so I can choose from those that I have. This is not an allergens related topic, but I will put it into my US Nutrition Facts bookmarked folder. Again, the titles of some of these documents can be quite lengthy, and so if you need a shortened name to help you find your references, you can certainly do that. And then the page section here, by default it will be set to 1, and that will just state that this document is bookmarked at page 1, so that would capture the whole document. If the specific reference was on a particular page within this document, you could notate that. So change that page number to something else, and then your reference will begin that citation on that specific page. For this, I just want to capture the whole document. By typing in a specific page number, it doesn't mean that it's only capturing that one page. It just directs you to the page when you open that reference. And then your search term is captured. So here I search for allulose, so that is noted in this bookmark, and I can save it. So again, when I create bookmarks, these are my own. And I have my bookmark folders that I've created. So the one I just added to, I've got some documents in here. Here it has my allulose calories. Tells me when I captured that date. And then the fact that it's beginning at page 1, like I said, for this particular document, I began that reference at page 6 because it's telling me a bit about the conclusion or the part of this document that is most speaking to me and what I need to keep track of. This was the dietary fiber is now taking into account acacia gum. So I wanted this paragraph noted in my bookmark. So that's what we see about bookmarks. And at this point, I'll turn it back to Brian with a little more information.
Many of our Genesis R&D foods and supplements users have inquired about regulatory references. So REX is an excellent tool that complements the use of the ESHA software. However, whether you are a Genesis user or not, REX is helpful to anyone working in the world of food and supplement regulation. For REX subscriptions and access information, please get in touch with the ESHA sales team at sales@esha.com. For additional questions and links to helpful resources, please get in touch with us in one of these ways. The ESHA website, as I mentioned, provides links to recorded webinars, blogs, and articles on ESHA software and industry news, and information on our Genesis R&D training sessions. You can also subscribe to our e-newsletter or join us on the ESHA LinkedIn group to stay in touch with all things ESHA. So we do have a couple of questions to answer. One of the ones that came in is, can I search international regulations?
So great question. At this time, REX is focusing on only U.S. regulations, and that will continue to grow.
Next question is, how many users or logins can we obtain?
So there's not a limit on the number of users that your organization could have. So this can be licensed by individuals or by companies, by organizations. Each licensed user will be issued their own login and access code. So again, all the searches that you perform within REX are your own based on your login. And if you have questions, like Brian mentioned, if you have questions about pricing or subscription information, then get in touch with the ESHA sales team, and they'll get you the information you need.
Well, great. Well, thank you for joining us today. This will conclude our webinar.